Hey, what's going on? Thought I'd bring up another video for you. Apologize for the sun again. It's in my face right now. But I got an interesting thought for a topic. And, I'm trying to determine, who's a good woman or choosing the right partner. It's primarily for guys who are kind of looking for characteristics in women that aren't necessarily well known to everybody, and that's kind of part of the reason why I wanted to do these videos, because I think there are things that you can learn or see in different people that let you know whether they're a good person for you or not. And there are a lot of people who aren't good for you. But in this particular situation, we're just primarily talking about women relationships. And the word of the day, I guess you could say, for relationships is anchor. And all women are anchors in some form or capacity. However, the question is what type of anchor is she for you? Now, a woman can be a different type of anchor for different types of men. All right, so an anchor can do one of two things. An anchor can actually keep you planted in a certain position to keep you from moving, and so it keeps you grounded, helps you to make good decisions, stability, part of stability. But then again, on the opposite side of that, an anchor can actually keep you from going somewhere. And a lot of women are anchors. Most women in the world are going to be an anchor for most men. The key is to find the woman that's anchor, the good part of anchor, the one that's going to keep you grounded, when you need to be grounded, But there are times, well, let's put it this way, there's a subset of women that are actually mature enough to be wives and good companions. And those type of women they know you well enough to know what you need. And so they can be an anchor to keep you grounded, but they can also kind of be an anchor or a check to help you, not go too fast in a particular area. All right. But then you have the women who are either going to be just bad for you, and that's the ones that basically they just keep you from going anywhere. Now, this is irregardless of your drive. They can actually stop you from going in your purpose and plan. I kind of go back to the story in the Bible about Samson and Delilah. Delilah was an anchor in the worst part of the world, because the only thing she really cared about was money. And she basically sold Samson out for money, which ironically is something that you really see a whole lot today. Because you have a lot of women that will sell a man out for money. And so she basically kept him from fulfilling his destiny. He could have went further if he hadn't been messing with her. All right. And so there are other women who actually can let you go further. And I'm trying to think of a good example of it in the Bible. And the Bible, the cool thing about the Bible is it actually has personal situations. It's a look into personal lives that you wouldn't normally see in the real world. And so I'll say Boaz and what is her name? I can't think of what her name is. I want to say it's Naomi. It's Naomi, but it's not Naomi, I don't think. But basically, Ruth is who it is. Ruth is a woman who's an anchor for a man. Because Boaz, that brother was cruising. I mean, he was straight cruising. Brother had land. He was. I'm assuming he was very wealthy because he had a lot of people working for him, and he was wealthy enough to where he could actually just say, "Hey," tell his men, his workers to leave actual bundles of wheat behind so that Ruth could pick it up and help feed her and her family, her mother-in-law. And so she added to him, by actually choosing him as a mate. And so that actually increased who he was as a person, and of course the same token, it increased who he was in his community. But those are two examples of women, I would say, that, one bad and one good, as far as the contrast between a woman being an anchor and a woman that actually helps keep a man grounded, And grounded as far as Ruth would be, he didn't, her being at home, he had a reason to come home, all right? So like you could say that's how he kept her, or how she kept him grounded. But I think that's something really important to look at, is what type of woman is the woman you're pursuing. And all of the things you see in these videos should be things to consider. But grounding is another. Does she ground you in a negative way? Whereas, she's an anchor, but she's actually keeping you from going full speed because she wants to do her own thing. Her own thing could be her going, she wants you to help her with her vision or her dream, because her dream is in opposition to yours. Now, ideally, that's not necessarily a bad thing. The problem is you shouldn't be with somebody that your dreams and goals aren't in alignment. All right, and those are some women. So when you look at a woman, not only look at who she is as a person, but look at the direction she's going in. If her idea of saving money is going to the store and spending $5,000 to save $200, that's not cool if you're the type of man who's looking to save $5,000. You know what I mean? You're going to save $5,000. She's just going to save, well, really, she ain't saving jack. You know what I mean? But you want a woman that's going to have the same mentality as you. Now, that's not necessarily saying that she has to be the exact same as you, because one cool thing about women is you can have a woman who is a little bit of a contrast to you, but she could be a contrast to you in a good way. And that way, if you only save money, you never do anything with it, you might need to be with a woman who's a little bit more freer. She has the same mentality as saving, but she also makes goals. Once we get to a certain amount, let's say you save $10,000, she'll be like, hey, let's take a short vacation and go somewhere. She'll be actually the person that will get that man to go out and have fun with the money, or spend it in a way that's positive but not detrimental. But you have that contrast. You have a woman she just, if anything is in the bank, she wants to spend it. In fact, she lives paycheck to paycheck, and she don't see nothing wrong with it. And then if she actually gets an increase in money, her mindset is, oh, I got more money, let's spend more money. She has no mindset to save. She wants to keep up with the Joneses. She is basically a problem waiting to happen. And that is a financial problem waiting to happen. And in any type of economy, you cannot assume the economy of today is going to be the same as the economy of yesterday. And the economy of tomorrow is not going to be the economy of today. You got to have yourself a little bit of cushion. But you can't make really good decisions if you got a woman that's fighting against you. And that's primarily what it is. You need somebody who's an anchor in a positive way. And then press on. But I think that's about it. I hope you guys got the gist of what I was trying to say. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Hey, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you like what I'm telling you about. And also, let me know if you actually find benefit from it. All right. Hope you take care.